Hey guys, good morning. Good morning. I've been doing some work, working from home a little bit. I am sitting on my desk right now because the lighting in my office is behind me and I hate it. It drives me crazy. But that's not really the point of the live video. I feel like this is probably the most nervous I've ever been for a live video because I'm talking about something that one I've never talked about before, that's never really bothered me before. And so it's just different. It's different to talk about it. Um, so anyway, my point is there are times in our lives, or there are seasons in our lives when sometimes things happen or sometimes things don't happen and we find ourselves feeling really down, really frustrated, upset, sad. What do we do to get out of that funk? Like, I'm sure if you guys have been following me, especially on my Instagram stories, the last 2 weeks I'm getting out of it, but the last 2 weeks have probably been harder for me than when my leg was broken. And I can't pinpoint what it is. Actually, I can, but I don't really want to go into too much detail about what it is. So I know that drives me crazy. I hate when people do that. Sorry. But my point is, when you have something that triggers you to spiral down or start to doubt things, start to doubt yourself, start to doubt your job, start to doubt your relationships, what do you do to get out of that? And so for me, this thing happened. I got this message and it just threw me into these questions where I started to question myself again, just questioning all of these things that I just talked about. Um, and it spiraled and it spiraled and it spiraled to me just questioning so many things and having these thoughts that I had never ever had in my life. Really starting to hate my body. And I mean, there are parts of my body that I'm okay with, but there's parts that I would, of course, love to work on. I mean, we're women, that's just normal, right? But I find myself like dwelling on it. So my point in sharing this with you is what are those things that you do? Sorry, I got a notification. I probably faded out there for a second. But what are those things that you do to get yourself out of that funk, that thing that's dragging you down? It's like an anchor on your legs. And I'm sure you guys have noticed I haven't been posting. I haven't been very active lately because I was struggling. I'm trying to figure out who I am, where I am, why I'm here, what is my purpose. And so when I gave myself that space and that time to kind of think about it, what I thought about is, what do I need when I'm in these situations? Who do I need when I'm in these situations? And what are some outside sources or things that I do to get me out of this situation? So a couple of things. So one, I know I need someone or something like a group to help when you have those hard times, to talk about those hard things. So for me, I want to rely on this group. It's not a very active group, which is okay. It's probably my longest running group, but we all go through some really hard stuff sometimes. We all go through stuff that might seem silly to other people, but it might really bother us, and that's okay. You're not alone and you're not wrong for that. Sorry for the bouncing. It's on my lap. I'm sitting on my desk at work because the lighting is so bad in my office. So anyway, my point is, one thing, I want to use this group as a place for us. It's a safe place for us to talk together about those hard things that we deal with, those hard things in life. What about when your best friend said, your eyebrows look terrible, girl. What is going on? She might say it in a nice way, but sometimes we think about that. We go home and we think about that. What does that mean? Yeah, my eyebrows are probably crooked. Okay, whatever. You know what? It makes me feel better. Let's talk about those hard things. Let's talk about those things that we struggle with. Another thing that I like to do what I'm doing to get out of a funk is I reach out to either my best friends or family or someone I know who has that positive, loving, kind of genuine, unbiased opinion so they can help support me and help me get me out of it. And in turn, I want to do the same for them. So I hope you have someone in your life who you can reach out to. It's really important that you have friends or you have family or your spouse is someone that you can talk to when you're struggling. Oh, there's a hummingbird out there on my flower. See, it's the little things. Oh, he's like right outside the window. Can you guys see? I don't know if you can see it. He's flying right outside the window. Oh, he's gone. Okay. That was so cool. That totally made my morning. I love hummingbirds. They're so neat. Okay. Anyway, so one thing is find a group of people who you can talk to about this. Two, find someone who you might be able to meet with or have coffee with, or someone who you can go to their house or they can come to yours. Find someone. The other thing is get out of your own head. Get out of your head. That's what I was doing. I was in my head, this person in my head, this extra person that we always have that is always telling us those things, you know, oh, you're not good enough, you're not pretty enough, you're not pretty enough, you're not smart enough. That person is mean and they don't deserve space in your pretty little head, and don't give them that space. So that's what I found myself doing, was giving some space to something in there that didn't even matter. That person does not matter. That person in my head does not matter. So the person in your head does not matter. That person is telling you that you're not fit enough or you're not skinny enough. You are enough. You are so enough. So what I like to do is dive into listening to empowering speeches or talks, or my favorite book right now is Girl Wash Your Face. Rachel Hollis is this great story, and she shares it in a real, relatable, just raw way. I absolutely love it, and I can totally jive with that. Find yourself a playlist too. Find yourself some workout sounds. I need to go work out. Find yourself some sound, some music. Find some videos. Find something. What is it that like fuels your fire? What is it that you've watched that you're just like, I am so moved now. Like, I want to go and change the world. See, look at that. Someday I will change the world. So what is it that does that for you? And focus on that. Find it. Save it to your phone. Write it down every day, and make it a priority for yourself. Like Rachel Hollis talks about, your badass playlist. Find a playlist that you can turn this music on when you are in your funk, and it will pull you out of it, because it's whatever it is. Like for me, I love Missy Elliott's song, and it just like, I just want to dance, and I can't, like, I'm moving in my head. I love it. It just gets me out of that funk. So find that stuff that gets you in that funk, and find the stuff that gets you out of the funk, and save it, practice it, live it, preach it, do it every day. So those are just a couple things that I do. The other thing, obviously, you guys know, I work out. Yeah, that helps me get out of it, but sometimes it doesn't. I've recently cried through my workouts because I'm so upset with myself, not because I really should be. I just, again, got in my own head. So don't do that to yourself. Don't get in your head. Make sure that you are remembering who you are. So for me, a lot of times I have to do, and it's so cheesy, and I've heard this for years, and I'm like, who does that? Now I'm that person. So it's affirmation. You tell yourself, I am beautiful. Look at yourself in the mirror. I am beautiful. I am loved. I love myself. I love my body. I love my life. I love my kids. I love my husband. I love my job. I love everything. You don't say, I will love this. I will be this. You say, I am, as if you believe it is real right now. And I have to do this all the time. I have an affirmation app that, sends me little notifications throughout the day. And it says things like, I am loved, or I am worthy. I know I can accomplish anything. I am smart. Hey, Amber, thanks for the love. I appreciate it. Those things, because those are those things that I struggle with. Things that I feel like I'm not educated enough because I don't have a college degree. That doesn't mean I'm not smart. That doesn't mean I haven't succeeded in my full-time job or in this part-time job. You don't need a degree to be a helper and to help other people. So get out of your own head. What are those things that you tell yourself, that you tell yourself all the time? And I know for women, and I do it myself, I'm not healthy enough. I'm not fit enough. I'm not pretty enough. Why do we do that? If you have a husband, he loves you for you. He loves you. He married you for a reason. Like, embrace that. Share that with him. Say, I love you. I love you. Like, Jesse and I do that all the time. That's one thing that I'm absolutely 100% sure about, that I didn't doubt at all these last 2 weeks, was my marriage. Because we focus on each other. We constantly, now obviously there's moments when it's a struggle, but we focus on each other. So I am constantly praising him. I'm constantly saying things like, we just joke around to each other. Like, I'm like, I love your pants, like we just joke around to each other all the time. but we are constantly telling each other those positive things. So like today, he left me a note. Actually, I put it in my office. We never used to do this. Like, this took some work, but he left me this note. I love you and have a great day. Like, I just walked out of the kitchen smiling. He put it on the Keurig because he knew he was going to make some coffee. And it just makes my heart overflow. And everybody needs that in their life. You need that in your life. So how do you get that? What are those things that you can do to get to that point? And again, for me, I have to live it. I have to be the one to engage in that. Jesse would have never sent this to me if I would have never started our relationship saying things like that, or sending him text messages saying, I love you, have a great day. It made him feel good, and then in turn, he wants to do that to me. So again, it goes back to that whole gratitude. A lot of times, for me, it's a struggle for me to be, I don't know why, it's something I've got to work through, but like commenting, praising other people, or especially the people who I'm really honestly jealous of, like really fit women or women who are just stunning. I'm like, I have to take a deep breath and I have to look at them and I have to compliment them, whether it's publicly or in my head, because that makes me be better. It makes me not hate them. No, I don't hate them, but you know what I mean? You know, we get jealous of people, and then that turns us to be nasty people. And then we start talking about those people, and we start trying to find things in those people that we just don't like anymore. And so again, this is something I've learned over time. Compliment. So if you see someone who posts something on their wall or something today, and you see it in the newsfeed, and it's like, oh, my kids are wonderful. We started the first day of school. They packed their own bags. They even made their own lunches at 5 a.m. Like, who does that? Well, I want to hate them because my kids are still sleeping and it's 10 o'clock right now. And I know Monday's going to suck. But so I don't hate that woman. I want to make sure that I praise her because, damn, she's done something right. And as much as I want to hate her, I can't hate her. Why would I want to hate someone like that? I need to learn her tricks and befriend her so that I can figure out what it is, because we always want to find people who are better than us, and we want to find them so we can learn from them. They always say you don't want to be the smartest person in the room, and I think that is so true. You need to surround yourself with people who make you want to be better. So why wouldn't I want to be friends with someone who has their crap together and can clearly get their kids out of bed in the morning, have them pack their own bags? Like, stop hating those people. Stop. Love them. Reach out to them. Girl, what are you doing to get your kids out of bed early? How did you get your kids to pack their own bag? Or how did you get your hair to look so good? Or tell me what you're eating, each day. So because I'm struggling with picking out foods, because you look great, you look wonderful. Compliment, compliment, compliment. It's going to make you feel better. It's not going to be easy. It's not easy for me to reach out to someone who I'm super jealous of and say, what makeup are you using so you don't have these horrible crow's feet like I do? Now, I don't say it like that, but in my head I am. But I will reach out and just say, what are you doing? Because, we're about the same age and I'm just struggling right now. Like, my eyes, I don't know what's going on. And of course, you're going to get 500 Roden and Fields people tell you that you need to use this cream. I tried it. It doesn't work for me, but if it works for you, then great. Share. But that's just what I wanted to share with you guys today. Find things that fuel you. Like, find a playlist that you love that can get you out of that funk when you're feeling down, when you're doubting yourself. Make sure you reach out to people who you love, your friends, your family, your spouse. Again, you guys got married for a reason. You guys should be best friends. You really should. It doesn't have to be your only best friend, but you guys should be friends. Talk to them. Ask them, I ask Jesse all the time, and I'm like, you be real with me. Like, don't sugarcoat crap. This is not a trick question like some women ask. I'm like, how do you feel about me, like my body? And I know for a lot of women, that's something that they're like, I cannot ask my husband that. I will just burst into tears or something. No, it wasn't an easy answer to hear. And not that he's like, oh my God, your body's ridiculous in a bad way. But I'm just saying, we talk to each other as if we're best friends, as if I was talking to my mom or my best girlfriend. I want to hear the real raw answer, because we're going to be here together forever. And I don't want to look back in 60 when I actually have the courage to tell him and ask him the question. So, what did you think of me when I was in my 30s? I know I'd kind of gained a little bit of weight, and he'd be like, yeah, you did. Like, why wouldn't you have told me that when we were in our 30s together? Like, when I could have really done something about it and wanted to do something about it, So for me in my brain, that's how it works. I don't mind that real raw kind of sharing, and it motivates me. That motivates me to be better because I want to be better for him. Like, flip it around. What do you want out of your husband? What do you look for in your husband? Like, what attracts you to your husband? And so I flip it around like that. I'm like, okay, so let's work together on this, because I have these areas that, I know I need to work on. Like, I know it. He didn't really have to tell me, but again, I want to, it's kind of that motivating, like that kick in your pants that you need. So flip it around. What is your husband? What do you want from your husband, And make it a game that you guys play together and do it together. Like, find those things, whether it's something in your marriage. It doesn't have to be exercise, just anything. So find that thing that you guys can bounce off of each other. And it might not be your spouse if you're not married. It can be your best friend. Again, it might be easier to hear something from your best friend than your husband because they see different parts of you, but you know what I mean? So, all right, I feel like I'm going off on a tangent here, but I just want you guys to think about ways to pick yourself up, because again, the last 2 weeks, again, I'm kind of over the hump now, but that was hard. It was hard. I got in my own head. I doubted so many things, and I'm glad I went through it. It was a really good learning experience because I've never been that upset, and so I just want you guys to think about things that can help you get past it. And again, I dived into listening. I took a step back from social media for a minute. I still posted here and there, but I definitely didn't post as much as I usually do. And again, that's normal for me. I'm not saying you need to post on social media. That's just part of my business. But again, I had to take a step back and reflect on my life, and really not just reflect on it and look at the bad stuff, but reflect on it and turn it into the good stuff. So again, I was frustrated with myself. Why have I gained weight? Well, okay, Jessica, you broke your leg 2 years ago. You can't do the same things that you could do before. So that's how I flipped it around in my head. Instead of saying, oh, I cannot believe you've gained weight, in the last 2 years. How could you do this to yourself? Because that's what the mean girl in my head was saying. And so instead I said, Jessica, your body is amazing. It is capable of amazing things. Look how far you've come. I mean, if I wouldn't have pushed myself after my injury, I would be stuck probably still on the couch because I would be scared to get up and walk on it. I mean, just honestly thinking about having a rod in your leg, I'm like, can people really walk on that? Like, how does it work? If I didn't know, I wouldn't have pushed myself. So flip it around. If you're struggling today with, oh my gosh, my hair looks terrible today. I hate my hair. It always looks frizzy when it rains because it poured down here in central Illinois. So it's just going to be a bad hair day. Flip it around and say, you know what? I have hair. Some people can't say that. There's people out there with alopecia. There's people out there who are sitting in a chemo treatment right now. Their hair is falling out, waking up with hair on their pillow. Not that I want you guys to think about negative things all the time, but think about it. Stop taking those simple things for granted that we are hating ourselves for, and flip it around and focus on the beauty in it. Focus on what you've accomplished and how far you've come. If you struggled with your weight and you've lost, maybe 5 pounds, you've lost 5 pounds. That's amazing. Like, don't discredit yourself. So I'm going to hop off here because I've been talking for 20 freaking minutes almost, and I have to go do my workout, and then I have to go back to work. But we're going to the water park today. So here's my thought last night. I don't want to be seen in a swimsuit. I hope I don't see anybody I know at the water park because I'm in a swimsuit. I hate my body. Okay, so what am I doing? I'm flipping it around. I hope I see everybody because, yeah, I'm going to be in a swimsuit. It's fine. I'm going to get sun. I get to spend time with my boys. It's the last day of summer vacation. I am taking them. Well, my oldest isn't coming. He's going to friends, but because he works at the water park and he doesn't want to be seen with me, which is fine. But my youngest we're taking a friend. We're going, And it's time that I get to spend with him, even if he's with a friend. It's time we get to spend together. We haven't done this once this year, this summer, and I'm going to embrace it. And I hope I see everybody, because I'm going to rock that confidence. It's not easy because I really am not confident in my swimsuit, but I'm going to be confident because that's how I have to think about it. Otherwise, I will spiral back down, and I will go back down to that place that I don't want to go. Thank you, Amber. That's so sweet of you. I really appreciate you saying that. This is not easy to talk about because, you know, we want to be perfect. We want to portray that perfect life, and sometimes it's just not. So, all right. So if any of you guys are going to be at the water park, I will see you later. We will be there around 1 o'clock. I hope it doesn't rain on us. Of course, I pick a rainy day. But it's fine. It'll be fine even if it does rain, because then I hopefully won't get a sunburn. So, all right, guys, I'm going to hop off here. I hope you guys have an amazing Friday. And again, if you guys think about some things, I want you to share those things that are hard for you. Share those things that maybe you're questioning or you're doubting, or those things that you say to yourself, you know. Again, I'm a terrible cook. If you're saying that to yourself, stop. Find a recipe that you know and love, make it, and start telling yourself, I'm an amazing cook. I got this. I can do anything. It's easy. I got it. I've got support. You know, flip it around in your head. Flip around those things that we struggle with. So, all right, guys, I love you. Thank you for watching. I hope you guys have a great Friday again, and enjoy the weekend. We will talk soon. Bye.